productivity porn. Productivity porn is the act of research, reading a blog post, writing blog post, researching tools related to productivity, trying to improve your productivity. In this episode, we are going to focus on the productivity part of the term as professional top-tier on-call programmers. In general, for productivity, there has been the 20th century techniques such as the Getting Things Done and 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. But these are techniques of the past. Today, I think the big leaders of productivity are Marc Andreessen and Cal Newport with his great book Deep Work and his other great books. In this episode, we are going to focus on the first post of Marc Andreessen from 2007. Since then, he has written a few additional blog posts with changes. So this may not be his latest view. So without further ado, let's move on with 2007 Marc Andreessen productivity tips. His first tip is don't keep a schedule. So here I already want to say Marc Andreessen is a billionaire. Also Cal Newport is a professor of computer science. This already means they are at the edge, at the extreme of the bell curve. They are not normal people. They are the top of the top, the extreme of the extreme, the cream of the cream. Okay, this does not mean that all that their techniques apply to us, but we can learn from them, of course. Nobody forbids us from learning from their tips, especially from such smart people. The tip of don't keep a schedule, I see it as a more general tip. Of course, not all of us can live without a schedule. You have obligations, you have meetings, you have appointments, you have activities. What you need to learn from this tip is to focus, because the reason that he does not want to keep a schedule is in order to be able to focus on the important tasks, the coding. What he's saying is refuse to commit to meetings, appointments, and activities. He gives as an example Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was a movie star, a politician, a businessman for over the last 20 years. When he ran to be a governor, he just dumped everything else, blazed into action. His schedule was completely clear. He spent all day on being a governor, and he won. And he went and been a governor. All the office hours, meetings, like ceremonies are a waste of time. The point is to focus on your tasks. This is the big lesson. So his tip is don't keep a schedule, just focus and do what you need to do. The next thing is with his lists. Again, I want to emphasize this is from 2007. Since then, he had a few more posts, a few more views, but I think we can learn from it even though he changed some of his methodologies. The 3 main lists that he keeps, the second tip is keep 3 lists. To-do list, watch list, later list. The to-do list are the things that you must do. The watch list is things you need to keep note. You need to get back to someone or something. The later list is the nice to have list. The key point to take from this is to simplify the list, to have a very few lists, a single list for must do. The next tip, tip number 3, is each night before you go to bed, prepare 3 or 5 index cards with short list of the 3 to 5 things that you need to do the next day. And then the next day, try like hell to get just those things done. The key point to take from this, the day before you log what you need to do, you capture, as Cal Newport says, what you need to do, and the day afterwards, you execute the things that you apply to. Again, the repeating theme is focus, focus, focus on the tasks that you need to do. Try to avoid distractions, social media, email. Key point number 4 of Marc Andreessen 2007 blog post is to use the back of the cards as the anti-to-do list. By this, what he wants you to do is that everything you finish, either in your to-do list or not in your to-do list, you write down, I finished this. Why do you do this? You don't have to write there, I finished, you just write tasks that you finished. We do this in order to release endorphins from our brain. It's much better to release and to get used to releasing endorphins when we finish doing something, even if it's small, rather than getting those endorphins released once you go through the emails, because emails also release endorphins. you want to release the endorphins when you finish tasks. Key point number 5. I love this. Structured procrastination. Structured procrastination means that we all have the tendency, the human mind of the human being have the tendency to avoid hard tasks. Okay, it's just a tendency. Okay, if you see something that you don't know how to deal with, it's a complex task. The brain wants to go to email, to social media, to Twitter, to Facebook, to CNN, to Fox News, only not deal with these tasks. Okay, and then you'll get this really nice release of endorphins to your brain. However, what you can do is keep another list of all the tasks that you want to procrastinate on. Okay, you wanted to watch this lecture video from work, you wanted to fill in this form, you wanted to write down some piece of code, you wanted to work on a prototype. Okay, procrastinate at least on things that matter to your work. In this way, you gain two things. One, you work on your main tasks. If you want to procrastinate, instead of going to Twitter, to Facebook, to email, you go to other tasks that you will love procrastinating on. In this way, you are getting a boost of productivity. Tip number 6, do email exactly twice a day. What he does is in the morning, he opens the day, he goes through the day, he splits them, he sorts them. No need to have too many folders to move email from because the search today is okay. If you have too many folders, you will not know in which folder to search for the mail. Search is good enough. And then shut down the email client. Don't look at it if you can, of course, okay? Next time to look at it, only next time the day. Again, the main key point, focus on the task. This is what all the productivity porn is trying to get you into. Focus on the tasks. Deep work. Tip number 7, hide in your earphones or headphones. People are reluctant to talk to you and to distract you when you have headphones or earphones. And the best thing is that you don't have to be listening to anything. And actually, hell, you don't even have to have the headphones or earphones plugged into anything. Next tip number 8, have a morning routine. The morning routine can be just a small drink, a walk to work, a walk outside, or you think of it, things. This will both calm you down and prepare you for the day. Tip number 9, only agree to commitments when both your head and heart say yes. Because in many times you find that you say yes to something, but you have some feeling in your heart that it's not going to work out or something. So only say yes if both your head and your heart are saying yes. In most cases, they won't say yes, both of them, on the first time. So we need to take some time to think of them and make sure both your head and heart are saying yes to the task, to the new commitment. Tip number 10, do something that you love. We are all doing all this productivity assistance in order to get some time off, right? To have fun in life. Otherwise, you will find yourself after 40 years of working that you have only done your job and didn't really enjoy things. Find something that you love to do. Read the biography of Churchill. I don't know what you like to do. So do this and find the time to do this in a structured shutdown every day. To sum up, focus on the tasks, either with the calendar. This is the next blog post. In this blog post, he said, have no calendar. The GTD, getting things done, and the 7 habits of highly successful people is something of the past. He did not try this. This is part of what I'm thinking. As of today, you need to focus on tasks. See that you release the endorphins on the right things, not on email, not on Twitter, not on social media, not on news. The endorphins should be released when you finish tasks. Log the tasks that you need to do. He suggests to do this the evening before. You can do this also in the morning. Write down 3 to 5 tasks that you want to accomplish today. They need to be as explicit and as accurate so that you can actually mark them. And procrastinate not on other things, procrastinate on other tasks that you would like also to get accomplished. In this way, you will get everything done, or at least close to be done, and if not, you will get some other tasks done which you have procrastinated on. So this was Marc Andreessen 10 tips for being highly productive. I think this was very helpful. And as we said, he has another blog post. Cal Newport has his view on things. I hope you enjoy this, and I will see you next time.